All right, let's talk about alerting. We're going to stop that hope nothing breaks feeling and actually build a system that tells you about problems before your users do. This is all about moving beyond those pretty dashboards to set up alerting that is truly, truly production grade. So your dashboards look great, right? Everything's green, the metrics are flowing, but let's be real. You're not staring at them 24/7, and you shouldn't have to. The whole point here isn't just to get an alert when something breaks. It's to get notified only when it actually matters, when it requires your attention, and to get enough context to do something about it right away. And that, right there, brings us to this core problem in monitoring. I call it the alerting paradox. It's this incredibly delicate balancing act. If you get way too much noise, you're just going to miss the real fire. But if you get too little, well, you won't even see the smoke until the whole thing's in flames. Think about it. On one hand, you've got alert fatigue. We've all been there. It's that constant stream of notifications that are kind of useless. And what happens? Your brain literally learns to ignore them. That's exactly how major incidents get missed. But on the flip side, you have silent failures. The system is broken, but you have no idea. That is until the angry user tickets start rolling in. Yeah, neither of those is a good look. So, what's our North Star here? What's the guiding principle? Well, Google's SRE philosophy just nails it. They say every page should require human intelligence to resolve. Think about that. If something wakes you up at 3 a.m., it had better be for a problem that only a human can solve. If a script could have fixed it, then a script should have been triggered, not you. Okay, so that whole philosophy really boils down to 3 golden rules. Rule number 1, alert on symptoms, not causes. Your users feel high error rates and slow response times. They don't care about your CPU usage, so alert on what they feel. Rule 2, every single alert has to be actionable. I mean it. If you get an alert and you don't know what to do next, it's not an alert, it's just noise. And finally, rule 3, alerts need to be urgent. They should demand attention right now, not sometime tomorrow. All right, with that philosophy locked in, let's get into the tools. The whole operation really starts with Prometheus. Think of it as the brains of the outfit, constantly checking the state of your system, asking, are we okay? Are we okay? So the most basic building block here is what's called an alerting rule. And really, it's just a condition you write in PromQL. Yep, the exact same query language you're already using for your dashboards. This rule is where you define what bad actually looks like. As soon as that condition is met, boom, the alert becomes active. Okay, let's really break down what a rule looks like. First up, you have the express. That's just your PromQL query. Here, for example, we're checking if the rate of 500 level errors goes above 1%. Simple enough. Now, this next one is super important, the for clause. This is your secret weapon against noise. It means the condition has to be true for, say, 5 straight minutes before the alert actually fires. No more pages for tiny 1-second blips. Then you've got labels, which are for machines to read, things like severity. And finally, annotations. This is for us humans. This is where you put the summary, the description, maybe even a link to the runbook. So, you see, Prometheus uses these rules to figure out what is broken. But, and this is a really critical design choice, it doesn't decide what to do about it. That's a totally separate job. Once a rule fires, Prometheus just hands off the active alert to its trusty sidekick, Alertmanager. Think of Alertmanager as the intelligent traffic cop for all your alerts. It has some amazing superpowers designed specifically to fight alert fatigue. For example, grouping. If 100 things break at once because of one root cause, Alertmanager can group them all into one single notification, no more spam. Then there's inhibition. This is brilliant. If the whole cluster goes down, it suppresses all the alerts for the individual pods inside it. You just get one alert that matters. You can also silence alerts for things like planned maintenance. And maybe most importantly, it handles routing. It makes sure the alert for the payments API goes to the payments team's PagerDuty, not to the database team at 4 a.m. Now look, you can absolutely configure all of this in YAML files if you want to, but these days, Grafana's unified alerting gives you this incredible UI to manage the whole thing from start to finish. So let's actually jump in and walk through setting this up right now. Okay, let's do this. To create an alert in Grafana, you're just going to head over to the alerting section in the UI and click to create a new rule. And here's the absolute best part, you guys. You can use the exact same PromQL queries you already perfected for your dashboards. Seriously, no need to learn anything new, no starting from scratch, just copy and paste. Step 2 is defining the conditions. This is where you'll set your threshold, when the value gets above X. And just as important, this is where you set that for duration we talked about to stop those noisy flapping alerts. After that, you'll add your labels. And don't skip this. This is a critical step for routing later. You'll want to tag the alert with its severity, like critical, and the team that owns it, like team payments. Okay, now we need to tell Grafana where to send this thing. You'll do this by setting up notification policies. This is where the magic happens. You can create a rule that says something like, hey, if an alert has the label team/payments, send it to the PagerDuty contact point. It's that simple. And before you hit save, Grafana has this awesome test button. Use it. It lets you check that everything is wired up correctly before you push it live. And what do you get at the end of all this? A beautiful, clean, actionable notification delivered right where your team lives, like in their Slack channel. It has all the context they need to jump on it right away. No noise, no confusion, just a crystal clear signal that something needs their attention. So simple threshold alerts are fantastic, and they're a huge step up. But if you want to get to the next level of alerting maturity, you need to start thinking in terms of SLOs, service level objectives. This is a huge mental shift. You stop asking, is the CPU high? And you start asking the only question that really matters. Are we disappointing our users? And that brings us to the amazing concept of an error budget. So let's say your SLO is 99.9% uptime. That means you get about 43 minutes of acceptable downtime each month. That's your budget to spend on failures. So instead of alerting on every tiny error, you can create an alert that fires when you're burning through that monthly budget way too fast. Like, hey, at this rate, we're going to blow our entire budget for the month in the next 2 hours. It's way more proactive and totally focused on the user experience. Okay, let's do a quick recap of the best practices, the big do's. Do include Runbook links in your annotations. Do use that for duration to stop the flapping. And do group your alerts to cut down the noise. Now for the don'ts. Please, don't alert on every single metric. Focus on user-facing symptoms. Don't forget the for duration or you'll hate your life. And for the love of all that is holy, do not create an alert if you don't have a Runbook for it. So there you have it. Your alerts are now truly production grade. They tell you what is broken and when it broke, which is awesome. But the very next question you're always going to ask is, why? Why did this happen? And to answer that, you're going to need logs. So join us next time when we dive deep into mastering your logs with